So what I'm hearing from you is that there is an intentional process that should be put in play here rather than just keeping your ears open and picking up little nuggets here and there in the course of your daily work with your customers. And if that's, I see you nodding, is that, if that's the case, is there a magic recipe for doing VOC effectively, or is there a, you mentioned the meeting, what does that look like? Tell our listeners what it looks like to, schedule a VOC meeting the way it should be done, how that plays out, what information you're trying to gather in that setting.
Yeah. Usually when somebody asks me something about, is there a magic recipe for almost anything, my answer is usually no. And then, there's some long conversation about the, sort of subtleties of this and that. I think my answer is yes. I think there is a magic recipe, to be honest. It's not rocket science either. I think you need to make an appointment with your customers, and it can be for an hour, hour and a half in person when we get back to meeting in person, but can be done very easily over Zoom or WebEx or remotely. And the meeting is set up as discovery in a very specific way, and saying, hey, we are doing some voice of customer work discovery, but it's going to be different than what you might be expecting. This is you, the manufacturer, speaking to your customer. So you say, look, we promise not to sell in this meeting, and we promise not to solve. We're going to have a few people. We're going to have somebody from marketing, a technical person, perhaps our relationship manager, our salesperson there, but we promise not to sell or solve. And we promise not to go down a list of questions that we have prepared about what we think might be issues you're having. It's going to be completely open-ended, and we're going to give you a chance to talk about what you want to talk about. Now, the topic should be fairly focused. So I would say that you want to pick sort of an application segment. So instead of saying, oh, I'm just going to talk to my big customers, whoever they are, or this region or what have you, say, oh, I'm going to talk to my customers that are using our product in this particular way, because they're going to have similar issues. So if you're going to be talking to one of them, you're explicit with them when you start the meeting that this is what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about problems that you're having with blank. And then from then it's open-ended. You're saying, so tell us about issues that you're having or challenges that you're having. It could be anything. It could be anything having to do with the beginning, middle, or end of the process. It could be anything having to do with the product itself, or even the buying process, or it's up to you. What's the issue? You talk to them, they answer. You can't predict what any of these issues are really going to be. And then something I can talk about a little bit later or more, if you're interested, is what you're looking for when they bring up a problem. You're going to be looking for the outcome, that they're the desired outcome that they're after. And the reason why we're looking for that is that you're going to hear a lot of ideas, like I said before, from customers. We all get them. You should do this. You should do this. You should add this. You should add this button on the front. You should, increase the horsepower. You should do whatever. The reason they're suggesting that is because they want an outcome. They want whatever you're providing to do something a little differently for them, or to have a different outcome. You want to understand that outcome. You want to make note of their idea of how to accomplish it, but it's your business. We're the experts, right, in how to do that. And so in a lot of ways, we're interested in what the customer has to suggest, but that might not be the way that we end up solving it. And so we don't want their idea necessarily. We want their desired outcome.